Toastmasters, dear honorable guests. Today I granted with the opportunity to deliver an informal after dinner speech. And as you probably know, that this ignoble prize was specifically created to honor the silly achievements to make firstly people laugh and then to make them think. So today I try to follow this concept in my speech, and I would like to share with you a personal story. And I think that for you, for scientists, this personal story will be quite interesting, because all of you are very curious people. Dear audience, I have a condition, a special condition, which is called, wait a sec, autosomal compelling ophthalmic outburst syndrome, or ACE, ACHOO syndrome shortly, or HACHOO syndrome.
Bless you.
Thank you. And to make you understand, this is a sun sneezing syndrome. So, or is it call it, as I call it, an allergy to the sun. So, how it works? Usually when there is sun outside, I get out on the street, the sun is shining, and I sneeze. Achoo! And sometimes it's not one sneeze, it's 2, 3, even a dozen sneezes. And I remember one time I got kind of a very difficult situation. I was sneezing for 15 minutes in a row without stop. But don't worry, it's not always like that. So after a few minutes, it stops usually. And you know what? That it's not just sun, because I sneeze at every unexpected bright light. So for example, at night when I'm sleeping, I want to go to the toilet. I get up, it's dark outside, it's dark in the room. So I switch on the lights and then, achoo! And you know, it's not very comfortable for me and for people outside. And there is why there are, in my opinion, two options. Not to open eyes and switch on the lights and try to go to the toilet without looking very clearly. Or another option is to have sunglasses near my bed. So, night, sunglasses on, nature calls, sunglasses on. And I think that's not very convenient, but I stick to this option nowadays because with my sneeze, I woke up a few people recently, and it's not very, very good in my opinion. And I think that my particularity of this very syndrome is that I not just sneeze, I sneeze very loudly. And I can show it artificially now, but I sneeze so loudly that people on the street, and especially children, start crying. Dogs are barking and answering me, and actually it's not very convenient to have such a disease. And you know that this thing creates certain limitations. Every day for me it creates certain limitations. And I was reading internet when I was preparing this speech, and I found a certain joke about these kind of limitations. So imagine a prison cell. There are 2 inmates inside, and one asks the other one, "So, mate, how you get in here?" "I sneezed." "What? You sneezed and you got into the jail?" "I sneezed and the security guard woke up." So, as you can understand, there is no option for me to rob a bank or a jewelry store. And guys, seriously speaking, there is actually a limitation for a certain job or a hobby for me. I read and I understood that I can't become a pilot. And it's quite obviously because even if when I'm driving, it's really, really risky for me. Because, you know, sunlight appears, I'm driving, And I understand that I will sneeze in just a few seconds, so I'm holding my steering wheel very tightly. Then I sneeze, and when you sneeze, you can't open your eyes. I also read that it's automatically. So I sneeze, and I really, really hope that everything will be safe around. And you know, in my family, we have a tradition to not say bless you. Because I'm not the only proper sneezer in my family. My father sneezes, my mother sneezes, and my brother sneezes very, very properly and loud. They don't have this particular sound sneezing, but they sneeze a lot. So we decided not to say bless you. And my father, he has a very particular way of sneezing. Because when he sneezes, his whole body goes like this. Achoo! And actually it's very, very dangerous, because I remember when I was a very, very little kid, my father, he got from work, he put tea, he got into the chair, and then he sneezed. Achoo! And all the hot tea was on him, he was screaming, he was cursing, and I understood that it's very, very strong condition, strong disease, sneezing. And I hope that you, dear scientists, will pay attention to this particular condition, and maybe in some period of time there will be some achievements in the field of sound sneezing, which we can put in the same row, in the same line as other ignoble achievements, like the proof that cats have liquid state, or the discovery of the best way to walk and not to spill the coffee, which is backwards actually. And maybe when you will look at this very field of sound sneezing, maybe you can make some kind of a breakthrough and got not just an Nobel Prize, but a real Nobel Prize. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. For us.
Do you need it? Because the next speaker...
Doesn't need it?
No.
Okay, keep it up. And now I would like to welcome on stage our